Capacitors and capacitor types for HVAC or heating and air conditioning for residential, some commercial uses. The capacitor to the left, the round soda can looking capacitor here, it may be called a dual run capacitor, and dual meaning 1, 2. It functions for two. One capacitor has functions for two separate entities, namely the condenser fan motor and the compressor. So this does this. Okay, the one to the right is used oftentimes on the old PCS, I think it's PCS, permanent split capacitance, PCS motors, blower motors. My personal opinion is I like these older blower motors with the capacitor made on, and then the brown wire, or the brown wire with the stripe connects to it. Those motors, in my opinion, are very robust and they're reasonably priced. The newer motor, the ECM, electronic commutated motor, seems to be the trend now, but my opinion is I kind of favor the old ones, but it's again, that's just my opinion. It's not to say one's right and one's wrong. You may talk to 5 different people. They might like the other. I might like this, etc. But I've seen these motors that this capacitor hooks up to go a long ways. So this is actually for the permanent split capacitance. It's kind of a tongue twister. PCS motor. So basically it's as one looks, it has just 2 prongs on the top, and if you have a brown wire, the brown wire can hook up. If you have a brown wire with the brown stripe, it can hook up. I think these are interchangeable. So on this particular capacitor here, if you get the right wires off of your blower motor, I'm not certain that it makes any difference whether you have this wire here or this wire here interchanged. Either way should be fine. But one thing to do, keep in mind, this capacitor here, like many other types of capacitors, this capacitor needs to be matched up with the size of your particular blower motor. So say hypothetically your blower motor calls for a 5 microfarad capacitor. One needs to have a 5 here, or if it calls for a 7.5, one needs to have a 7.5, or if the blower motor calls for a 10, one needs to have a 10. So, and it's very simple to determine if you know what size you need. When you buy the new capacitor, it should state it on the box, or it says it on the somewhere here. For instance, if we read here, this is I think a 10 MF, so this would be a 10 microfarad here. So hypothetically, if we had a motor that required a 10, we would use this. Now, sometimes this capacitor can be used outside in the condenser, and when used outside in the condenser, if one changes from a 3-wire to a 4-wire, or maintains from a 3 or 4, one could use this capacitor here too outside. This capacitor here is often used on the inside with the air handler with the blower motor. Now this capacitor here is often found outside in the condenser or the package unit, because this capacitor here, it simply operates 2 different functions. So you have the common and the C, as one can see. Let's rotate it. It's like the 4 is the common. Keep in mind, it's very simple once you start to understand. It's pretty easy to grasp. We see a C here, so just remember 4 for the common. We rotate it 3 for the Herm, and the Herm is the compressor. See, HERM, 1, 2, 3. Again, the common, 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'm assuming it gives you more spades in case you need to connect more. And then the 2 spot over here says fan, so this would be for your fan, so this would be 1, 2. So I'm under the assumption, I don't know here in guys could ask, the experts can add to the comments, but maybe this gives you this because there may be more wires at some point that could be connected up on the common side. And on the Herm side, you have four common, 3 Herm, and 2. So you generally just have one wire here. If you were using this and you went from a 3-wire to a 4-wire and you had 2, you could perhaps, I don't know if you would wire nut one and then the stripe wire and then just put the brown on here, or you could perhaps transition over here and then take this particular capacitor here and put the brown wire here and then the brown striped wire here. So basically, and then if you did that, I'm assuming, I don't know that you would even need this capacitor here, but so the HVAC experts, if they would add this to the comment, so if you went to a 4-wire condenser fan motor and you used the brown and the brown with the stripe, I'm not certain you would need this, but don't hold me to that. Maybe the experts can add to that, but I'm thinking this capacitor here, because say if this was a 10 microfarad here, it's not, but say if this was a 10 microfarad and 10 microfarad, this capacitor here should do the same thing this capacitor does, or very close to it, I'm thinking. But again, I'll defer to the experts on that. But these are 2 different types of capacitors. The one for, generally speaking, the blower motor, and then the one that does the dual run. And just remember dual run, just remember 1, 2. The word dual meaning 2. So this capacitor serves 2 purposes. This capacitor here should perhaps just operate the fan or the blower motor. So, but this operates the fan, the condenser fan motor, and the compressor. If you find any of these videos helpful, any tidbits of information that may help, please feel free to share, like, and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you.